The art of conversation is an essential skill in life. It's a concept that can be intimidating and overwhelming to many, but with practice, it can be mastered. In this educational video, we will take a detailed look into the fundamentals of conversation. We will explore the important aspects of conversation, such as active listening, body language, the use of humor, and more. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of conversation and the skills necessary to become a successful conversationalist. The fundamentals of conversation. Before delving into the specifics of conversation, let's take a look at the fundamentals. Conversation is a two-way exchange between two or more people. It's a dynamic exchange of ideas, feelings, and opinions. It's important to note that conversation is not a one-way street, but rather a give and take. Active listening. Active listening is an essential part of conversation. It requires both parties to pay attention to what's being said and respond appropriately. By actively listening, you allow yourself to better understand and appreciate the other person's perspective. There are a few key elements to active listening. Paying attention to the speaker. Showing that you are listening through facial expressions and body language. Clarifying the speaker's perspective. Asking appropriate questions. Providing feedback. Body language. In addition to active listening, body language also plays an important role in conversation. Nonverbal cues, such as facial expressions, eye contact, and gestures, can convey a great deal of information. It's important to remember that body language can be just as powerful as the words you say. Making eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most important nonverbal cues. It conveys trust and respect and shows the other person that you are engaged in the conversation. It's important to make sure you maintain eye contact while speaking and listening. Smiling. Smiling is another important nonverbal cue. It conveys warmth and friendliness and shows the other person that you are approachable. It's important to remember to smile while talking to someone, as it can make the conversation more enjoyable. Gestures. Gestures can also be used to enhance conversation. Gestures such as nodding, pointing, and hand movements can help to emphasize certain points. They also show that you are engaged in the conversation and are actively listening. The use of humor. Humor can be a powerful tool in conversation. It can lighten the mood and make the conversation more enjoyable. However, it's important to be aware of the other person's comfort level when using humor. It's also important to be mindful of the type of humor you use, as it can be easily misinterpreted. Asking questions. Asking questions is another important aspect of conversation. It shows that you are genuinely interested in the conversation and can help to keep the conversation going. It's important to ask questions that are appropriate and relevant to the conversation. Using appropriate language. Using appropriate language is an important part of conversation. It's important to be mindful of the words you use and to ensure that they are appropriate for the situation. It's also important to be aware of any cultural differences that may affect the conversation. In conclusion, conversation is an essential skill in life. It requires a great deal of practice and patience, but it is possible to become a successful conversationalist. By paying attention to active listening, body language, humor, and other aspects of conversation, you can become a better conversationalist and make more meaningful connections with those around you.